Today, we're going to create this beautiful glowing moon with a twinkling star background using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And if you stick till the end, I'll also show you how to create a shooting star that appears whenever you click on the sky. So let's get started. Before we begin, we'll need this moon PNG image. First, we'll create a div with the class moonwrap, and inside it, we'll add an img element and set the moon image URL to it. Next, I'll reset some default styles by adding margin 0, padding 0, and box sizing border box to the HTML. Then we'll center the moonwrap div on the screen and give the page a dark night background color. Now let's start styling the moonwrap div. We'll set position relative and make sure the moon image is perfectly centered. Let's see how our moon looks so far.
Now I'll add a before pseudo element to the moonwrap div. Here I'll give it a fixed width and height, set border radius to 50%, and add a radial gradient background. Then I'll add an infinite animation called breathe. Next, I'll create this animation using CSS keyframes. This will create a soft glowing effect around the moon, making it feel more alive.
Now let's style the moon image itself. I'll give it fixed width and height, set object fit to contain, and add an animation called glow pulse with infinite ease in out timing. Let's animate it. Now you can see how the moon slowly glows in the night sky. Next, let's create some stars in the background. We'll create a class called star and animate it to create a twinkling effect. I'm using a CSS variable called --d, which we will update later using JavaScript to create random animation timing for each star. Now let's add the JavaScript to generate the stars dynamically. First, we create a div using document.createElement and give it the class name star. Then we create a variable called size using Math.random, so each star gets a slightly different size. Next, we set the position of each star randomly on the screen and also assign the CSS variables -o and -d dynamically.
Earlier, we actually made a small mistake. In the twinkle keyframe, we accidentally used var_d instead of var_o. After fixing that, everything works correctly. Now we wrap this inside a for loop that runs 100 times, which generates 100 stars in the sky.
Wait a second. It's still not working. Let me check what the problem is. I found it. Inside the stars.css, I accidentally typed background attachment instead of background because of the autocomplete suggestion. After fixing that, now it works. Look how realistic it looks. The stars are twinkling and the moon is glowing beautifully. Now let's create the shooting star effect when we click on the sky. First, we add an event listener to the document. Whenever the user clicks, we create a new div and give it the class name shoot. Then we calculate a random angle and set the top and left position using the mouse click coordinates, client X and client Y. We also pass the angle using a CSS variable called _angle. Then we append the element to the body. Finally, once the animation finishes, we remove the shooting star from the DOM. Now let's create the CSS for the shooting star animation. And here it is. Let's test it. Now, whenever we click anywhere in the sky, a shooting star appears and flies across the screen. Pretty cool, right? If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, and if you want the full source code, comment code and I'll share the link. See you in the next video.